Welcome to another cool video slash podcast. In this one video, we're going to talk about 5-step formula to find slash validate your superpower. And this is going to be an interesting video because emotionally I'm kind of very down. Second, I'm sleepy, and that doesn't stop me from recording this cool video for you today, 8th of March 2022. And I'm so excited to record this one video for you because this is going to help you find your superpower, your niche, your industry. Because this is going to give you one minute. No distractions. It has to be closed. The doors has to be closed. Anyways, so where was I? This is going to give you a metric to measure and see, okay, how can I fill the gap that's already existing in the industry. What industry should I go? And probably when you start off an entrepreneurship journey as an introvert, you get into the industry, you get into this part of the world thinking that you're going to make lots of money, which is again true, but you need to have proper tactical strategies placed in the place, and you need formulas that and strategies placed so that you get to know what you're great at, what the market is offering. Is it the great market that I have to solve? Is it the great market that I want to involve myself and stuff like that, so that you get to predict what's going to happen. That means thank you so much for tuning in this one video slash podcast. We're going to dive deep into 5 different steps. 5-step formula to find validate your superpower. Point number 1. F. Remember this word. I'm going to give it to you as of right now. FFMMI. Okay. So this goes like a pyramid. I'm going to illustrate in a way so that you get to understand how cool this pyramid is going to look like. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there are like 5 angles, and first F, M, I. That's supposed to be I, which is I. Anyways, so FFMMI. So what do I mean by we'll go like this? We are going like this. Okay. So that being said, now what do I mean by F? Now F stands for finding the market. Not even the market. A market will sound so overwhelming for you. Finding the gap. Now, when you get inside an industry and you're like, okay, I'm going to sell this pen, but how should I sell? How should I be selling this pen? So you need to know exactly, okay, what is it that I want? Now, this brings us to a different formula that I've got the solution graph. Is you need to be an expert, or not even an expert. You need to be having an idea of this solution graph. So this is where people are. Okay. And this is where the expectation of the market is, and that's where you're going to take them from point A to point B. So how are you going to take them? Your courses, what you're great at, what your expertise is, your skills get got. For example, you are great in piano and you want to teach people because that person wants to work in a hotel and probably wants to build a business of himself, but then you've got an experience with you. I can teach you guitar, or I can teach you piano to a different level altogether. I'm going to train you that. This is the secret, and this is what all you need to learn, stuff like that. So what happens is you need to be finding the gap first that you feel is important. Point number 1. Second, you should be great at it. Now, we are not great when we start doing it, but then you should be connected and aligned to things that we are doing first. Like it has to be, you have to have that course support, like you have to be congruent with what you're doing. For example, if you're into calligraphy, you have to be congruent, like this is what my passion is. If you're into doodling and stuff like that, you have to be congruent. You have to be, I'm going to use a term so cliche with that, you have to be passionate about doing something. But passion, the thing that the passion, you don't go find your passion. The passion comes and finds you in that way. I not got into coaching industry to coach people, to build business out of it. I got into the industry just because I wanted to make money. That was how I got, and I kind of learned, okay, this is the coaching part of the world, that's the business part of the world, that's the social media part of the world, that's the community part of the world, that's the systems part of the world. That's how I've learned and grinded, and okay, that's how I connect so many things, so many dots together. That being said, so first step for you is to find the gap that you are willing to step into. Probably you are going to get into the HR world and help people get jobs. Probably you are going to get into the finance world and get people great at finances. You are going to get into the accountancy world and help people who are graduates or not getting jobs. You train them and meet the expectations of the corporate world so that you can fill the solution gap, taking where they are, point A, to where they want to be and what they expected out of them, point B, point A, point B. So that's the finding the gap first, where you want to be congruent, where you want to make money and dominate and be a part of the industry. Point number 1. Point number 2 is Once you find out, okay, that's where I want to be, now you need to be contributing to that domain, to that superpower. That, in other words, filling the gap. Now, how are you going to fill the gap? Is There's a framework of it. You need to have online courses, which are products. You need to be having digital products like social media content. You need to be having masterminds where you can hold people on a weekly basis, probably on an alternate basis, holding them, like talking, doing those live sessions instead of pre-recorded courses, because your courses are going to be pretty much pre-recorded courses. But then you've got masterminds where you can handhold them, take them to a different level. You've got workshops that you can do for your community where it's again service based, and that way you can, instead of just content driven content, you are now letting them do this. They helping them take those action steps and stuff like that. So filling the gap, finding the gap, and then how are you filling the gap? Point number two. Point number three, the third and the most important part of it, I think it boils down to the market. I was watching Alec Hermos's video as well. There are three types of market: the market that's not doing that great, the market that's kind of neutral, and the market's that great. No, what do you mean by all those things? I'll give you a small example. When I got into this industry, I wanted to, what we are doing today in the Academy of Artists and Scientists, I wanted to have those courses and that to the whole world. Yes, the whole world needs the genius in you, the nerd in you. The whole world needs to know why it's so important to work out. The whole world needs to learn calligraphy, because if you have a great handwriting, it is going to radiate in whatever you're doing. If it's so important for people to have plants in their home so that they can plant them, learn about patience, so many things, and do good to the planet. It's so very important for a person to start traveling. So anything that you're doing, anything that you're building around, anything that is like, you want to help people come out of stress, you want to make people's lives better, you want to help people in their relationships, you want to help people get a job, you want to help people get great at accounts, you want to get great at public speaking, or whatever that is. Getting what I'm saying, right? So there is a market for so many things. The thing is, there are people already doing it. There's one question that you're going to get is like, Fazal, what I'm planning, there are already people doing it. Now, I've done a separate video on that. Probably, I'm not going to promise that I'm going to tag it over here, because I don't know all the Google stuff, the YouTube algorithm, and all those things right now. If you know, there's one video that I recorded. It goes with the name, "Will My Superpower Make Me Money?" Okay, search for it in the channel. You'll be able to find it. Okay, so where was I? It was that market. If you add tactical stuff, every market can be served. There is need. There is not just need. There is desperate need in what you're great at. People out there want to learn guitar desperately. People out there want to go out there and talk on stages desperately. People want to learn MMA, mixed martial arts, desperately. People want to learn calligraphy desperately. People want to learn account subject. People want to learn algebra desperately. They want to learn so many things which you've got. Now, you just have to add your expertise and their expectations and blend and have common grounds and start adding value to the market. Point number three was market. Filling the market. The fourth and the most important part of this pyramid over here is, I'm going to highlight it with black color, is this part of it. In no way that's looking money, but that's money. The fourth part is the money. Is what I'm going to give out, is what I'm investing my efforts in, my time in, my money in, the cost that I'm investing, the blood and sweat that's going in, what I'm creating, is it going to give me money back? So we are not into charity businesses, we know that. And also we are also building a business. The basic definition of a business is what? A transaction has to come so that you can make money. Now, we are not into charity business, we are not opening foundation, we are helping people out, yes, but then we are also making an impact. So the thing that sustains the financial security that you're going to have is money. So you need to be making money, be comfortable talking to people. Now, the thing over here that I'm going to add is, you need to think about two things when it comes to about money. Okay, going back to the screen over here, you need to be thinking about two things when we talk about money. Is A, affordability, E, your expertise. Now these two has to sink in, blend in. If you're having a product for for students who are in 10th grade, for example, they are in 10th grade and they want to learn algebra, and you're charging for your level 1, for example, 5,000 rupees. No, they're not going to pay you that amount of money because they are living in budget. They have money as a pocket money. They have got so many different things to do, and algebra, though that's the desperate need they've got, they have got other priorities in life which is not so related to the education part of it. Now, that being said, what you're expert in, what you're great at, what your skills are, what you're knowledgeable about, what that has to do is got to got to blend in and sink in with your market's affordability. These are two things very important. Your expertise has to sink in, has to blend in with your audience affordability. Don't throw bombs at them, because what happens generally is when you do that, they are not going to give you money because they don't have money. You have to think, okay, is this, if I'm going to pitch this amount to someone, are they in decision authority? Do they make that amount of money? Do they have that amount of money that they are actually willing to invest? Because if they don't, whatever you price it, whatever you work for is not going to work out towards the end. So you have to blend in and learn about pricing psychology. I'm going to record a video shortly on this one. What's the topic of it? Dash steps to understanding offer psychology, and dash steps to offer. I'm yet to create content around it. That's like pricing psychology. Like, how do you do that? Well, you have done that. So the money part of it. And the last and the final pillar of this pyramid is the impact. IMPACT, impact. So we are not into charity businesses, and we are not just focusing on businesses. I heard Russell Brunson say this: businesses are not supposed to be transactional, it's supposed to be transformational. Now, Catherine Jones said, I heard her say this, okay, businesses are not supposed to be transformational, but your business is a movement. These two things took a lot of time for me to digest, because you are changing someone else's life. Because the day you make that first income is the day you are going to do what? You are going to feel responsible that now that person has given me hard-earned amount of money. Now, what I've promised, I have to deliver that amount, that I have to deliver that, the expectation that I've already set. That's about impact. You have to make sure that you're giving so much value to people, so much additional value, products, services to the people, so that they know that I am, this guy or this girl is going to help me, benefit me, and your community, the world that is created for them, becomes the go-to place. So finding the gap, filling the gap, what market are you serving? Is the market going to pay you money? Am I making the right impact? That being said, thank you so much for making this video topic / podcast a part of your day. I'm going to see you in another cool video.